South Africa witnessed a moment of raw emotion and political drama unlike anything seen before in its democratic history when President Cyril Ramaphosa was dragged out of parliament during a chaotic session and visibly broke down in tears before the nation. The extraordinary scenes, broadcast live on television and streamed across social media platforms, left South Africans divided, some heartbroken to see their leader humiliated, others calling it the ultimate symbol of accountability. The events began during what was expected to be a contentious but routine debate. Ramaphosa was set to deliver a statement addressing the deepening crises facing the nation, economic stagnation, persistent load shedding, unemployment, and the ongoing shadow of corruption allegations linked to the Phala Phala farm scandal. From the outset, opposition MPs were relentless, heckling him with chants of a step down and enough lies. As the chamber grew increasingly unruly, the speaker struggled to maintain order, but the tension escalated beyond control. The moment came when a group of opposition members advanced toward the podium, demanding that Ramaphosa vacate the chamber immediately. Security officers, under pressure to prevent further escalation, intervened. Cameras caught the shocking image: South Africa's president, his expression strained and pained, being physically dragged out of the National Assembly while stunned MPs looked on. For many watching at home, the disbelief was palpable. This was no longer politics as usual but history in motion. As Ramaphosa was escorted out, viewers noticed tears streaming down his face. Whether out of frustration, humiliation, or the sheer emotional toll of the situation, the image of a weeping president struck a chord with millions. His usually calm and collected demeanor shattered in that moment, revealing the vulnerable human being behind the political office. Social media immediately lit up with screenshots and clips, with hashtags such as #Ramaphosa in tears, #DragLive, and #ParliamentChaos dominating trends within minutes. Supporters of the president rushed to his defense, arguing that no leader should be subjected to such degrading treatment. Cyril Ramaphosa has given his life to this country, one ANC supporter posted online. To see him dragged and brought to tears is heartbreaking. This is not justice, this is humiliation. Others echoed similar sentiments, warning that the incident symbolized a dangerous erosion of respect for democratic institutions. But critics were far less sympathetic. Opposition figures framed the tears as an admission of defeat, arguing that Ramaphosa had failed the people and could no longer withstand the weight of leadership. "The tears we saw were not for the people," one opposition MP declared. "They were for himself, for a man who realizes his time is over." Analysts noted that this interpretation resonated strongly with frustrated citizens who feel betrayed by years of unfulfilled promises. Political commentators quickly weighed in on the broader implications. Some suggested that the tears could humanize Ramaphosa, creating a wave of sympathy that might rally ANC loyalists around him. Others, however, argued that the images could cement perceptions of weakness, undermining his authority at a critical moment when South Africa desperately seeks strong and decisive leadership. International observers also reacted to the spectacle. News outlets across the world carried headlines such as "South African President Dragged from Parliament in Tears" and "Unprecedented Scenes Shake Pretoria." Some foreign analysts described the event as a sign of deep instability within South Africa's political system, while others highlighted it as proof of a democracy unafraid to hold leaders accountable even if the process was brutal. Back home, ordinary South Africans remained divided. In townships, cities, and rural communities, conversations centered on whether the president's tears were a moment of strength, showing that even leaders feel the crushing weight of responsibility, or a sign that the nation's leadership had finally collapsed under pressure. Families gathered around televisions and phones replaying the clip, debating what it meant for the country's future. For Ramaphosa himself, the fallout is immense. His legacy, once tied to hopes of reform and renewal after the Zuma years, now risks being remembered for the moment he was dragged from parliament in tears. Whether he steps down voluntarily, is forced out by his party, or manages to weather the storm, this incident will remain a defining chapter in his presidency. Historians will likely look back on this day as a turning point in South Africa's political journey, not only for what it revealed about Ramaphosa but for what it said about the nation itself. A democracy tested to its limits, a leadership exposed at its most vulnerable, and a people left speechless by scenes few could have ever imagined. The image of Cyril Ramaphosa in tears, dragged live from Parliament, will endure as one of the most unforgettable and polarizing moments in modern South African politics. It is a reminder that leadership is not only about power but about the immense personal cost of carrying a nation's hopes and failures, a cost that, on this day, became painfully visible to all.